Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
This mess is getting out of hand. What will the landlady think?
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting. Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin. Close, I know it. I just need one more piece to crack the case.
Es bueno el juego. Al final me parece mucho que es como... O sea, con la letra Z es como una vista de balcón que hace que me muestre los puntos de interés, pues. El punto amarillo. Creo que solamente hay uno más. O sea, solamente queda la persona con quien hablar ahora. Y este más como para concentrarse parece, pero no sé realmente... Ah, como que coloca en color. Porque si puedo interactuar me parece mucho, no estoy muy seguro. Ok. Me imagino que es para afuera, ¿no?
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Vamos para abajo. Hoy estoy viendo, este te conozco más preparado para este tiempo. Ahora el libro de caso C y desplázate a la pestaña del ropero con pestaña para colgarte el sombrero. Así que juego con el control, bueno. Aquí está. Tenemos, si ven si ven que todos los trajes están desbloqueados, es simplemente porque compramos la edición de lujo. Más que nada por eso. Ya no es que lo haya jugado antes. Cortavientos, traje blanco, uniforme oficial marina, detective. Yo creo que debe ser este. Se acerca la tormenta, ¿no? Con sombrero. ¿Eres tú, Watson? Este. En plan Sherlock, ¿cierto? Lentes cuadrados. Lentes de Windsor. Yo creo que está así. ¿Le colocamos bigote? Se ve como fea la barba, ¿cierto? Como que no... No... No me gustan mucho los bigotes. Esto no. ¿Y esto qué es? Chaleco de Watson. Sobre todo de Watson. Ah, el otro compadre. Claro, el amigo. ¿Cierto? ¿Qué le colocamos? ¿Este? Vale, vamos. Aquí no hay nada. Vamos por afuera. Ya lo hemos visto todo, así que... 221B de Baker Street. Ok. A ver la papelera. ¿Qué es esto?
A cactus spine.
Una espina de cactus. Si se te mete en la piel es muy complicado quitarla. Y cuando está envenenada, la herramienta perfecta para asesinar.
Perfect assassination tool.
What? Falta algo por ver, ¿cierto?
You were mistaken, Dr.
Se
Watson.
equivocaba, Dr.
The
Watson.
paper
El
was
periódico
indeed
estaba
dirty,
sucio, pero
but
no como
had
usted
been plied.
insinuaba.
It's potting
Encierraba
soil.
navacetas.
See, Watson, the conspiracy is real.
Ve,
Someone
Watson,
tried to poison
la
me.
conspiración es real. Alguien intentó
That's
envenenarme.
madness.
¿Hay enemigos que quieran matarlo? ¿En serio?
Get the strand. Get
Do
your
you
copy
even
of the
have
strand here.
enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
¿Este niño?
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Este es el señor Holmes.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
¿Qué pasó con mi
You're a
periódico?
bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here.
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
Qué cabrón. ¿Qué le hizo al periódico?
did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
¿A dónde se dirigía?
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Háblame del hombre en nuestro
Can
portal.
you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to
Cargaba
his
con un
chin they
montón de
were.
libros, ¿eh?
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Te se pregunta en tu plazo mental. Abre el
Get
libro
the
de casos
strand. Get your copy of the strand here.
y desplázate al plazo mental una vez dentro y fija la medida más correcta para responder a las preguntas. ¿Quién arruinó The Strand? ¿Libro de Vance? Ah. ¿Quién arruinó Strand? Descartar pista. O sea, es para desengancharlo, por así decirlo, yo creo, ¿no? Barnes, el librero local. El señor Barnes está implicado en el plan. El chico de los periódicos dijo que el hombre sospechoso llevaba un montón de libros y que esta mañana el señor Barnes, el librero local, le entregó una novela al Dr. Watson. Una espina de cactus para un asesinato, una explosión fuerte, una visita al Barnes de camino. Barnes, el librero local, arruinó el periódico. Eso es lo que deducimos con las pistas, ¿eh? Se supone. Claro, ya no se puede hacer nada.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder?
Get the
Yes,
Strand.
Barnes has his
Get your
works,
copy
but he
of the
also has
Strand
his
here.
scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
How about that
Me
vocal
quedé
fellow?
vigilando,
He
dice, ¿eh?
seems rather obsessed with you.
Get
Would
the
he
Strand.
do something
Get
like
your
this?
copy of the Strand here.
Ah, puedo volver a la casa, pero aquí no hay nada, se supone.
Why go
A ver,
through
¿qué
all
dice
this
esto?
scheming to murder you? A spine stuck to the newspaper is hardly lethal.
¿Cómo es que será la
Get the Strand.
perspectiva?
Get your copy of the Strand here. Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
Librería de Barnes. ¿Cuál es? Acá debe ser, ¿no?
A ruined newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another. A ruined newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another.
Aquí hay un cuadro. Antes de hablar con él. Yo creo que es él,
Hardly
¿no?
imagine anything more macabre. So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Vale, vamos a hablar con él, a ver qué nos dice. Observar. Aquí hay algo. Dolor en la pierna izquierda. Se apoya mucho en la pierna derecha. ¿En los zapatos? Quiere parecer más alto. El señor Byrne ha desarrollado una cojera y tiene bolsas en los ojos. Resultado de largas horas de trabajo intenso. No tiene demasiada confianza en sí mismo e intenta parecer más alto con tacones. Parece poco probable que alguien así pueda estar involucrado en un asesinato, aunque la tinta de las manos parezca indicar que hay que deducir algo. Adicción al trabajo o víctima de chantaje. ¿Qué opinan ustedes? Adicción o víctima. ¿Qué le colocamos? Le voy a colocar adicción al trabajo, ¿eh? No sé, no estoy seguro, weón, pero...
Mr. Barnes? A word.
¿Cómo?
Oh, for goodness sake.
¿Se fue en serio?
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it to pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is
Vale,
he
no parece
acting
ser el
this
mismo.
way?
¿Por qué está actuando así?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Ah, ya, esto es lo que hacemos, lo que hemos hecho antes.
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Ok. Aquí hay un libro. Hay que investigar aquí. Un catálogo de plantas exóticas. Demostrarle Vines. En el nombre del catálogo se leer plantas eternas para un amor eterno. Falta otra pista.
Basics of cryptoanalysis. Cryptography
Fundamentos
in
del
Egypt.
criptoanálisis.
Appears
Criptografía en
Barnes has an
Egipto.
interesting
Barnes
hobby.
parece tener un pensamiento interesante. Listo. Más pistas por acá.
In the language of
El
Mycroft's
lenguaje de los
secret
agentes
agents,
secretos de
it's a sign.
Mycroft es una señal.
Dried
Cambia la
flowers
forma
are
de cerca
replaced when the job is
del
done.
trabajo. ¿Quién será el
Wonder
destinatario?
who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. The finest view London has
La
to
mejor vista que
offer.
Londres puede ofrecer. Ok.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him. We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
Por acá se puede salir, así que no sé si nos falta algo.
Apologies, but I can't hear you.
Podría, por favor, vamos a verlo más tarde. Me imagino que hay que salir, no queda otra. Pero igual es raro. Mira las plantas.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original. The weather is dreary.
Un tiempo
isn't
gris,
it?
¿verdad? Para hacer
To be
cultos de
fair,
miércoles
my
le
plants
vendría bien la
could use the
lluvia.
rainfall.
A ver, ¿son flores? Ah, se pueden investigar.
Encouraging people to stop and
Animar a la
smell
gente de
roses.
tener para ver las
Our
rosas.
national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
El cactus.
Familiar spine. Is this what I found in my dustbin? The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Observar. Me imagino. ¿Todo listo para pasar página o aún con el duelo? Aún con el duelo voy a colocar, yo creo.
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
A lesson we all learn, one way or another. I'll be off. I'll be off.
Tendré que juntar las pistas, me imagino. El de arriba está listo porque ya está deducido cuando está en verde, entonces. Si se descartaron, me imagino que por qué no eran. Se va deduciendo y así va. No sé. Yo entiendo o las perdí, no sé, weón. Será como una forma de ayudar, yo creo. ¿Por qué está tan raro Barnes? No sé si cambiará algo, weón. No tengo idea. Pero muerte en posesión, entonces encontró algo. Yo creo. Espina de cactus, a ver si la vamos a dar esa. Esta va con algo, pero no sé con qué. ¿Son las ventas? No. Espina de cactus. Tampoco. ¿Esta roja? Tampoco. Me faltan pistas. Es como que falta algo, ¿cierto? Vamos a hablar con ella, a ver si quizás con la nueva información que tenemos nos da algo, ¿no?
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a dell to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Vale. Ese Fleming afirma que no sabe hacer nada acerca de las flores muertas, pero espera que el ramo sea para ella. La señora Fleming afirma que no sabe cómo ha llegado el cactus a su puesto. Se fue a tomar un descanso y cuando volvió estaba ahí.
I don't know anything about this, sorry. I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. Are you sure you're asking the right person?
Por
I'm
descarte
just a
nomás.
flower seller. I don't know anything about this, sorry. Yes, no, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached, but since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
Ahora sí, entonces. Me falta el azul. Tampoco. Ahí está. El señor Burns está enamorado de la señora Fleming. Van a exhibir un ramo de flores muertas para atraer la atención de la señora Fleming, florista. Espera que ella entre en la tienda y le dé consejos de riego. O puede que sea solamente una señal de su desesperación. Van le regaló de forma anónima el cactus que pidió por el catálogo de su mostrador. Una elección cuestionable, pero para Van un símbolo de su amor eterno, ya que el catálogo dice que estos cactus son inmortales. ¡Guau! En pocas palabras, el mismo cactus que dejó caer sobre... Pasemos ahora a la historia completa. ¿Y ahora?
I
should have worn something
think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door. Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite, unless you touch their thorns.
Entonces, ¿ahora qué hacemos? ¿Hablar con Ben lo que hemos descubierto quizá? ¿Ahora salió? Veamos.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
Mi periódico está inservible, el nuevo cactus de la señora Fleming.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
What the fuck? Mi periódico estaba inservible.
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone.
All right then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
La verdad es que no es mi campo. Sé lo que hay que hacer. ¿Qué le decimos? ¿Ah? Sé lo que hay que hacer.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell,
Es una
Mr.
investigación
Barnes. I hope to
completada.
hear good
Muy
news
bien.
about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our meddling, Mr. Holmes. We best be off.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition, and that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come. Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop.
Vamos. Ok.
Not much further now.
Casa solariega de Stenwick. Se cayó un carro, ¿qué pasó acá?
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
¿Qué le decimos? ¿Cuándo desapareció Kimihia?
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers,
Kimmy.
but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
¿Puede describir a Kimihia?
Tell me about Kimahir.
He's foreign.
Es
A Maori,
extranjero, un
all the
maurí.
way from New Zealand. Biggest man
El hombre más
you've ever
grande que haya
seen,
conocido y tan
and as
fuerte como
strong
dos,
as
pelo
two.
oscuro, temible y
Dark
tatuaje.
hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
¿Dónde
May I
vive?
see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
¿Había oído antes?
I take it this is the first time Kimahir has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Did Kimahir make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Vale. Testimonio del Capitán Stenwick. Escena de investigación encontrada.
Why are you still here?
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
¿Habrá que investigar por acá? Nada por acá. ¿Aquí hay algo?
Chewing tobacco.
Tabaco de mascar. ¿Cómo es esa wea?
A shoe print.
Una huella
roughly
zapato,
size
talla
11, with a
45.
worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
Esto no sé qué es. ¿Será con esto?
Looks like a new print. Someone knelt here.
Cuando sale de
The
esa
amount of chewing
forma,
tobacco suggests
hay
they
que
were
darle el
waiting
otro
in line.
botón, R1.
Easy, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Ah, me tengo que descubrir todo. Ok. Está bueno. Está bueno el juego, weón. Está chulo. Ok.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Aquí hay algo.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
Ahora me sale eso. Hay estas pistas, weón.
A scrap of Hessian.
La espillera.
These were
Una
sturdy
caja robusta.
boxes.
Habría sido
It
necesario un
would
golpe
have
muy fuerte
required
para
a serious
romperlas.
blow to break them.
Vale, vale.
No air coming through it.
¿Amor? ¿Está abierto? ¿Está abierto?